What if, right this moment, the big one strikes the Philippines? What if the ground beneath Metro Manila, home to over 13 million people, finally gives in to the pressure it's held for hundreds of years? What if the big one happens now? At 10:32 a.m., a violent tremor rips through the West Valley Fault. The earth shakes so violently that buildings sway like pendulums, glass shatters, and roads split open. Within seconds, panic engulfs the nation's capital. The first to crumble are old residential buildings and poorly constructed establishments, structures built before seismic standards were enforced or those hurriedly made with substandard materials. From Taguig to Marikina, Quezon City to Pasig, concrete slabs collapse into clouds of dust. Elevated expressways twist and fall, trapping vehicles below. In Makati's business district, skyscrapers built to higher standards remain standing, but offices inside are chaos. Lights flicker, ceilings fall, and people cling to desks as the shaking continues. To the south, Muntinlupa and Alabang are hit hard. Soft soil amplifies the tremor, liquefying the ground and swallowing small structures. Further north, Caloocan, Valenzuela, and Bulacan experience heavy damage, though slightly less intense. In Rizal Province, whole hillsides slide, burying homes in Antipolo, Taytay, and San Mateo. Bridges linking Taguig and Pasig, Makati and Mandaluyong, collapse into the Pasig River. Within minutes, electricity is gone. Water lines rupture, communication towers fall. Hospitals overflow with the injured, many of them in buildings already cracked and unsafe. Emergency response teams attempt to mobilize, but roads are blocked and fires begin to spread. From Quezon City's residential districts to Manila's old structures, flames rise, ignited by broken gas lines and short-circuited wiring. Fire trucks can't reach the burning areas. Water pressure has dropped to zero. By nightfall, Metro Manila is in darkness. The skyline is lit only by fire and the red glow of sirens. Tens of thousands are dead or missing. Families are separated. Relief centers overflow. Panic spreads across social media. Those still online share pleas for help, but networks are unstable. In Laguna and Cavite, residents flee open spaces, fearing aftershocks. 2 hours later, a second disaster unfolds. The violent movement along the fault line triggers a minor tsunami along Manila Bay, sending waves toward Las Piñas, Parañaque, and parts of Pasay. Ports and coastal communities are flooded. Ships are tossed onto concrete docks. As days pass, the scale of devastation becomes clear. Government buildings are damaged. Many local officials are missing or injured. Relief operations stall as airports and major highways are crippled. The NLEX and SLEX suffer major fractures. EDSA is impassable. With fuel shortages and looting in some areas, the city's order begins to falter. The official estimates begin to pour in. Death toll, 45,000 to 50,000 lives lost. Injured, over 100,000. Homeless, nearly 1 million displaced. Economic loss, over $2 trillion, around $40 to 50 billion United States dollars. Financial districts grind to a halt. Banks, factories, and malls close indefinitely. The Philippine economy plunges into chaos, not a total collapse, but the deepest recession in modern history. Stocks crash, the peso weakens, and imports are delayed for months. Global investors pull out. The government declares a state of national calamity. Then the truth begins to surface. The collapsed bridges, the tilted condominiums, the flattened schools, many of them were built below standard. Corruption and poor construction oversight, long ignored, stand exposed under the rubble. What was once hidden in paperwork is now visible in cracked foundations and fallen beams. Weeks turn into months. Foreign aid arrives, but rebuilding is slow. Water and power remain unstable. Diseases spread in evacuation centers. Families live in tents under scorching heat and torrential rain. Schools become shelters. Cemeteries overflow. And yet, amid all this, resilience emerges. Volunteers risk their lives digging through ruins. Doctors work around the clock. People share food, water, and shelter. The nation mourns, but it also begins to rebuild. Still, one haunting question lingers. Did it really have to take this much destruction for us to take preparedness seriously? Because the big one isn't just a scenario on paper anymore. It's the consequence of what we ignored, and the reminder that every second before it strikes still matters.